I'll be sharing with you my experience from a journey that I embarked on from Mali to Ghana. And actually, I flew from Ghana to Mali. But on my way back, I decided to take the bus. And it was experience. That experience was worth sharing, honestly. Is it good? Will I like to go back again on that journey? I don't think so. And the struggle of the African men and women, children on that road from Mali to Ghana was, to me, something that I would never wish anybody go through that experience. It's sad. I love traveling on the road. I love being in the bus for hours. I did that from Holland to Spain. We sat in the bus for like 24 hours, 26 hours, and just looking at nature, just taking my time to reflect. I drove from east coast of United States of America to the west coast of United States of America. It took me 5 days by myself to do that. Some days 13 hours, some days 11 hours, some days 12 hours. I did that. But this experience from Mali to Ghana was really touching. The stories that I hear, my experience was, man, it's something to write home about. Let's stick together and share the story. Well, we were at a bus stop in Mali. Beautiful bus. It's called Africa Tours. Beautiful. And time came, I think it was at 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. the bus departed. And the journey was smooth in the beginning and everybody was just quiet. Some people were reading their books, some people were on their phone. And we reached the first checkpoint. And unbeknownst to me, because I have so many experiences of traveling in the West, I did not even know that when we get out, instead of checking our passport, there is something extra that they do. I did not even know that. So we got to the first checkpoint in the middle of nowhere. They say, everybody out of the buses. Give your passport to the driver. And we all did that. And they took it to the immigration officer. And they line us up. They'll be mentioning your name. Hey, you, come to this room. I don't know what was going on. And for some reason, I was the last person they called. And they were like, 2,000 safer. I said, for what? And they were speaking French with me. I said, 2,000 safer. I said, for what? And they continued speaking French going on. And I saw a bucket full of money. I was just like, what is going on here? And they got furious. And I was the last person. They said 2,000 safer. I did not understand. Okay, I got scared with all this military equipped surrounding. So I gave the $2,000 safer, and they gave me my passport. But then again, I was asking friends, what's going on? I said, you don't know? I said, I don't know what. They say, every checkpoint, we have to pay 2,000 safer. I said, what? He said, yes. But let me tell you, I only had 12,000 safer in my pocket. That 12,000 safer is just for food on the road, water on the road. That was what I had in my mind. And at the same time, I was holding $300 in my pocket, far away from everything. What happened? We went back and sat in the bus. They brought our passport back to us. And I was thinking, is that what we're going to be facing throughout this journey? And they also told that the journey is going to take 24 hours. I was like, oh man, by 24 hours, I'll be in Ghana. Now come to the next stop. They checked. I said, from here, I'm not paying nothing. And the guys was like, okay, passport again. I gave my passport. Again, I was the last person they checked. And I was watching in this open place. They were taking 10,000 from other passengers, 5,000, 2,000, safer from them. They called me, Yusuf, show me your visa. Whoa, 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 whoa. You have my passport, can't you see? But then again, I have 2 Malian visas in that. I'm holding American passport. So the first one expired. So that's what they were saying. So they was like, oh, your passport, your visa expired. I said, no, my visa is not expired. So I had to open it for them. I showed them. Now they started looking at each other. They cannot ask me money because I was firm, because I knew what was going on. They gave me my passport. I joined the bus. We left. The third checkpoint was when we entered Burkina Faso. That was the beginning of my problem because I did not have a visa that I can cross that border, or only have the Malian visa. I did not have the Burkina Faso visa, and I only have the Ghanaian visa. That was the beginning of my trouble. What happened? Again, when they take the passport, I'm the last person they keep checking. So now, this first experience in Burkina Faso was by far the most horrible. Number one, part of that was my fault because it did not even appear to me that I did not have that visa to cross to Burkina Faso. So now everybody went in the bus, they're waiting for me. I did not even think they were waiting for me. The officer looked. He said, hey, you don't have a visa. How can you cross a country without a visa? He was going on and on and on. And if I tell you all these checkpoints, if it's not scary to you, wallahi, it's horribly scary for me. What happened? He was like, 10,000, excuse me. Something equivalent to $100. It's a 40,000 safer, yeah. For him to issue me a visa. I was like, I don't have that. He said, if you don't have that, you're not crossing this border. You are not. It's okay. He was right because I don't have a visa. He was right. I can't argue over that. But then again, I did not want to give them $100 because I know there should be a way. That was the beginning of my trouble. We were going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. He said, how much money do you have? I said, I have 10,000 safer. He said, Yusuf, you only have 10,000 safer? You can go to Ghana. So back and forth. It took us like 30 minutes. They were like, okay, give us the 10,000 safer. And he wrote a note for me. He said, hide this passport. He said, let me tell you, let me warn you. As an African, you driving by road, you should not hold American passport. For your own security, you should be getting your Ghanaian passport immediately when you get back to Ghana. That's what he told me. And he gave me a note. He said, I want you to hide this passport. Make sure you hide it. Make sure you don't mention my name. Make sure that anybody asks you, where's your passport? Don't even say anything to them. Just give them this paper. That's what I did. Now, I came back to take the bus. The bus already left. I came back to he said, the bus is gone. The bus is gone in the middle of nowhere. I was shook. I was just like, what is going on here? So the officer called the next checkpoint that, hey, they left one person here. They should not move the bus at the next checkpoint. They should wait for me there. So now how do I get there? They called me a motorbike. Remember that I told you I had 12,000 safer. I gave them 10,000 safer, and the other people, I gave them 2,000 safer. Now I'm zero in terms of safer. I only have $300, and how I thought maybe I can even change it on the way, but no way. Now the motorbike came to pick me up. He said 3,000 safer. I did not have money. So he kept going. We get to the next checkpoint, and he was like, he's going to cross me, because if you are in a motorbike, they don't know whether you belong to a group of people traveling. They know you might be a local guy, so you're going to just cross like a local guy. That's what he did. So now I got there. There was one guy from Gambia. I think the name is Omar. Great guy. He told me that he was the one that told the bus driver, apart from these people calling the other station, that the bus should now, he told the other driver that, hey, there was this guy that looked, the tall guy, and he's not in the bus. What's happened? That is when the guy came to me when they met me at the next stop. He said, I told the bus driver, I keep telling him, you're not in the bus. There's another tall guy. He's not in the bus. So when we got there, the guy was like, yeah, I told the bus driver. And he was asking, what happened? That was when I told him my issue. I'm holding an American passport. I did not have a visa to cross Burkina Faso. And he said, what is going on? No, let me take that story back. I did not tell him that because of my passport. I said, yeah, that's it. And he was like, the motorbike, what's going on? I said, I don't have money. He paid that guy immediately. So when we entered the bar, that's when I narrated my story to him. He said, actually, when he saw me, he thought I was in the U.S. military. The way I was quiet, the way I was composed, the way I was doing my thing. He said, no, this guy looked different. And we had a long conversation. Allah sent this guy for me. God sent this guy for me. So what happened? We were in the bus again, kept going. And now, the next stop again. It was about 22 stops until we got to Ghana. And each of the stops, they take 2,000, 3,000, 5,000, 4,000 from each person. And all the people in the bus, everybody is poor. I can tell from the faces, we all look poor. And that bus fare is $100, equivalent to $100 from Mali to Ghana. I felt for all those people in the bus. And I asked them, some of them, some guy was telling me, oh, he was going to Libya. The guy that was trying to connect him to Libya, he got to, I think, Mauritius somewhere, or Mauritania, yeah, somewhere. They took his money and they nearly killed him. He said, no, I have to come back home. Another guy to the same story. And there's a sister in that bus. She was holding a little, tiny little boy. Think about it. It was heartbreaking. And funny enough, her story was when we got to Ghana, she said her father is a Ghanaian, but her mother is from Guinea. And she holds, at one point, she held Ghanaian passport. They took it away from her because they said she's not a Ghanaian. She doesn't look Ghanaian. Anyway, this is just by the way. The next stop, they took the passport again. Everybody's passport and da-da-da-da. When I got there, I showed them the people. They looked, they said, go. And they took money from everybody. At that moment, I didn't even have money again. But I did not pay anything. The next stop, the next stop, the next stop. The journey was supposed to take, in reality, maybe 15 hours. But because of the multiple unnecessary stops, took like 38 to 40 hours to get to Ghana. My whole story is, if you calculate how much these passengers paid for each checkpoint, is it worth it to be on the road? No, it's not. They could have used that same money to take flight with. But then again, the flight is way too expensive. But how much they pay on the road can easily take them by air. We will come back to the cost of flight. The next stop, the same. The next stop, it's the same story throughout. Even the bus drivers, they take money from them. I was like, if you are doing this business, how do you make money? And the bus was not even full. How on earth do you make money? You go into business to make money, but not this one. Anyways, we got to Ghana. The story was equally the same as the one in Mali, as the one in Burkina Faso, as the one in Ghana. They are all the same. They operate the same way. We got to Ghana. Even though when we got to Ghana, I feel the sense of relief because it's home. First thing, vaccination. Oh man, I pulled that thing up with confidence. I gave mine. And he said, COVID card. I said, COVID card, I don't have it here. Mine is digital. But then again, my phone doesn't have network. I don't have connection here. We went back. I said, I have it, but I cannot pull it out unless maybe I can put my card in your phone and see whether it will work. But other than that, I don't have it. It's on my phone. But I don't have any network here. They let me go. So now they say we go to the immigration. They line us up again. And I was watching what was happening. After the immigration will check your passport, they send you to another room. they send you to another room. I don't know what they do in that room until it got to my turn. I was the last person again. Almost every stop, I was the last because they don't know who was holding the American passport. But Ghana, I have a visa. So now they check me, the guy's name, I don't want to mention here. Say, how did you get this passport? I stole it. What kind of question is that? But anyways, the details of his conversation is for another day. They said, okay, come to this room. And now I sat in the room. I saw how much money they packaged on the table. From the look of things, those money is for what? Each officer over there is piled, this thick. About 15, 30 of them. I was looking. They were looking at me. They look at the passport. They look at me. They look at the passport. They look at it. They couldn't say anything. Take your passport and go. They cannot ask me any money. This is my home. And we left. The next stop, because we are in Ghana, you can see almost everybody in the bus was relaxed now. We got to the next checkpoint. Now from Ghana, after the first immigration, all the checkpoints, I would say from the beginning, they were taking like 10 cities, 5 cities, 20 cities from the, how do we call it, from the passengers. But at some point, the passengers was like, this is home, man. We're not paying nothing. And now the drivers were the one paying. Man, it was miserable. It was sad how much money people were paying. Now, let's come to the flight. The cost of flight for 2.5 hours from Ghana to Mali is about $1,000 in and out. If you are in United States of America, in Washington, D.C., in Virginia, at some point, you can get KLM for $1,100, $1,200, or $1,000. I'm talking about KLM. To fly in and out from United States, Washington, D.C. to Ghana. But look at this short distance of 2 hours from Ghana to Mali. It's going to cost you equivalent to flying from United States to Ghana or from Europe to Ghana. I don't know what is going on. It's transportation. But the way I see it, I felt like by Air in Africa, it's designed for the rich people or business people to be able to travel with. But a poor person should not be in the flight, should be on the road. But if you look at how much people pay on the road, it's equal to that $1,000. I mean, why? I remember in Europe, what's the name of that flight? EasyJet. It's been the same price for 2.5 hours from Holland to England, Spain, Belgium. It's like 30, 40 pounds. It's been like that for years. Why is it that the same flight from Ghana, why is it that the same journey from Ghana to Mali will cost like flying from United States to Ghana? It doesn't make any sense. What solution do I have? It may not make sense because I don't have an in-depth understanding of the way the transportation system works. I don't. But all I know is if Europe can have EasyJet traveling within Europe for 30, 40 pounds, that anybody can do that, why can't we have the same in Africa? Why can't we even call EasyJet? Give us the same flight, maybe 5, 10 and start with them because they have big flights that go to Africa, make money. Why can't we get the EasyJet? Why can't we get the Ryanair? Something to operate in Africa too, so that the easy, poor African can also be in the flight. That is my experience. And I hope and pray nobody will go through this hell, I call it. Nos vemos pronto. Adios.